everyone, it's Margaret Manning here. Welcome to 60 and Me. This is the place where women who are aging beautifully come to be inspired. And my guest today is Jodie Filogomo. Jodie is a fashion blogger. She's got a fabulous website, and she's got a passion for helping women to discover their own personal style and to push back on ageism and fight invisibility. So it's so wonderful to have you here, Jodie.
Thanks so much, Margaret. We always talk about the funnest things.
Well, we do, but I think that fashion, don't you think? Well, of course, fashion is a way to make a statement about who you are, that you're ageless, that you wear what you love.
And, you know, it tells people who you are without having to talk. That's how we should look at it.
Yeah. And I think that that's true. And even as you get a little older, it maybe is not more important, but there's more opportunity because you know who you are. You've lived more years and you kind of know what you're comfortable in.
I always say that when we were growing up, when we were younger, we always wanted to blend in. We wanted to wear the same thing as our friend.
Totally.
And I think now is the perfect opportunity to do the opposite and stand out and show how great the things we've learned, the experiences we've had, how we can be a role model for everyone else.
I agree with you 1000%. So we've done some interviews on different topics related to fashion, and I wanted to chat with you about something else to do with winter fashion. And I know that it's a passion for you, and I'm very interested in your comments here about shoes.
You know, I am a shoe girl.
I got that feeling. So shoes and boots. Tell us a bit about what you think about how we can use those as ways to express ourselves.
Well, I'm going to tell you first why I love shoes so much.
Yes. Okay.
Because you can gain 5 pounds and they still fit. And I think, you know, when you're wearing shoes, you notice them the most because you look down and see your shoes. And so I think you can get a lot of, I don't know, a little inspiration from your own shoes. Like if you have happy, colorful shoes on, it speaks to you because that's exactly what you see when you look down. Whereas somebody else, that might not be the focal point for them because when they look at you, they see your face.
Yeah, it's an interesting point.
So I think it's a nice way to slide in a little edge, maybe when you're not feeling so edgy, or color when it's a dark, dreary day out. I think it speaks to you almost more than your earrings and your necklace because you don't really see those unless you look in the mirror.
That's a very good point. And I think that people do forget the importance of shoes, for that purpose. I mean, you think of shoes as functional and should be comfortable and get you from A to B, but they do actually make a statement about you.
Well, and I have to tell you, out of all my posts, the comfortable shoes posts that I do, because I work with a couple companies, they are the most popular. And so I know that a lot of women must struggle with this.
Yes.
And most of us have heard of a lot of the comfortable shoe brands out there that are big. I don't think we've always heard of some of the smaller brands. And, it depends on what your foot issues are. But there's a lot of great brands out there. I've been working with a couple lately that it's been a nice introduction to something I wouldn't normally see.
Well, I'm in Switzerland, as you know, and I've always worn Clark's shoes in the UK because Clark's is a big, UK brand, and they do make very comfortable shoes.
Right.
They're just well made, and they're designed for comfort. Wide, they have wide options and so on. But I've discovered a line here called Medicus, which is only in Germany and Switzerland, I think, and the shoes are just the most comfortable ever. So yeah, share some of the ones that you think are particularly good in your experience. You've researched this way more than me, trust me.
Well, I found this one brand, they're called Walking Cradles, and this is their sneaker. And I love right now how sneakers have gotten to be cool and modern. And there's so many variations. Like this pair actually has almost an animal print. It's a textured, and they have these great pillows inside. So they're very comfortable when you're walking.
Yeah.
And they actually have sizes 4 to 11, I think it is. And they go from narrow to extra wide, not just wide, but extra wide.
Yeah. This is good. I mean, there's so many different shapes and sizes these days, and it's great to have fashion fashionable shoes that for the larger sizes.
And not only in sneakers, but I bought these these leopard ankle boots too.
Oh, I want those. I'm going to reach through the computer and get those.
Well, and they don't have a super high heel. It is a small heel, but because it's only about 2 inches, I can walk in it. It's wonderful.
And what is the ankle like on that? Is it quite wide on the top, or zipper?
It is a zipper.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And so it's easy to get in, and it's not super tight, which is nice.
Super. That's a nice one. Okay, show us some more. Do you have more to show?
Well, I do. The other company that I've been working with more is Jambu. Okay. And like this is one of their latest ankle boots that I really like because it's low. I know my mom is always talking about trying to keep her leg line long. And those leopard booties, it came up much higher, whereas this is a very low vamp. Yeah. And
no, it's sweet. I think what's really nice that you're showing is that the boots are not just boots. I mean, that they can look like shoes. They can accent like your mom wants to look a little longer in the legs. You can have short boots, tall boots, but they're actually, there's a subtlety in how they match the personality and the style of the person.
Well, and
great choices.
The other thing I found with this these are these cute, but you should check out the tread.
Now that's important for winter. Yeah.
Yes. I mean, how many times have you put on a new pair of shoes and gone skidding across the floor? But these have been great, and I've worn these out in the snow, and it's nice because you're not slipping around.
Are those leather, Jodie, or are they like a fabric?
These are actually a leather.
Yeah, it's hard to tell on the screen, but they looked almost like embroidery, like it's a cloth almost. Yeah,
it's like embroidered on the leather.
Yeah, nice.
And I always, anytime I get a new pair of boots, I will spray them and use a Scotch guard on them. I think that's always important too.
Yeah, that is very important. People do forget that, don't they?
Mm-hmm. Well, when you're going out in the slush and the snow, it really helps to keep them looking good.
So what other kind of winter styles are in this year?
Okay, so I love the over-the-knee boots. And I know some women are thinking, oh, that's not for me. But I have to tell you, my 80-year-old mother has 3 pair of them.
Okay.
And
any red ones?
Is they are warmer.
Yeah.
I mean, at least where I live, it's very cold. And so to have boots that come up over your knee, and especially like my mom loves to wear skirts. And so it's nice to have a boot that actually covers all the way to the skirt, and there's no gap. There's no, place for the cold to get in.
Yeah. So how does that work though with a skirt? I mean, doesn't that rub against the skirt? I must admit, I've never worn over the knee boots, so I should probably try it. But how does that work? Doesn't it sort of get in the way of a skirt?
It really does.
A mini skirt?
And, the younger women, sure, will wear a shorter skirt so that there actually is, you see some leg between the boot and the skirt. And that's good. I like doing that. I feel like it's a way to wear some of my skirts that all of a sudden seem too short. Yeah, they weren't 10 years ago, but they are now. Yeah. And I don't feel so exposed. So that's a great reason to wear them. But my mom will wear it so that the skirt covers the boot, and she doesn't complain about that at all. But of course, most of her winter skirts are lined. And so that probably helps.
That makes a difference. No, I was going to say about over the knee boots. I mean, it's something that you could wear. I mean, I think about this because I wear leggings under dresses sometimes.
Yes.
I wear leggings as tights because they're just thicker than tights. And you can also get like 100 denier tights now that are super thermal tights.
Yes.
You could wear a mini.
Lined.
Yeah.
The
exactly.
lined. Yeah.
And you could wear a mini, not a mini, but you could wear a short skirt, even at any age, really. It doesn't matter.
Well, yeah, like the tunics, a tunic with leggings. And that's another time that over-the-knee boots are absolutely perfect.
Yeah.
And I will, some people say, well, I'm short. I can't wear them. And just like anything, they come in lots of different lengths. Like I have this black pair, and black is probably the best color to start with, and they're flat.
Right.
So it's not that they're, overtly sexy.
Yeah.
And this pair has some weight to it. It has some structure.
Right.
But
are they suede, Jodie? Are they
Yes,
suede?
they're
Yeah.
suede.
Yeah.
And it's just right at my knee. It's not really even over. It's really just right at the top of my knee. And so it's kind of a, here I wanted to try this out, and I really like them. They're not super over the knee, real huggy, tight, or anything like that. But I will give a beware, I would say, because I also have this pair, and they're also flats.
Flat, yeah.
And they're tan, but they have no shape. They just fall down. And so this kind can be hard to stay up depending on the shape of your leg. And there are actually some, they call it a bra to keep them up.
Yeah.
But, I wouldn't start off with a pair like this because they could get annoying. I don't mind it, but some people do.
I can imagine, honestly, people sitting watching this video in our community thinking, I've never thought about that, but maybe being intrigued by it. It's and I think your point about warmth in the winter, that try long boots, and to be honest, they don't have to be over the knee. They can be up to the knee, and I've seen some beautiful suede boots that just go just below the knee. But they're,
right.
And I think that we forget, even though ankle boots are super popular, that the tulle ones are classic as well.
Well, and they're very functional. I mean, really, especially if you're wearing leggings. I have a lot of people say, well, I don't know what to wear with my leggings. Yeah. And boots are great. And ankle boots are fine too. But, to keep warm, the over the knee or even, just a little taller than the knee work really well. And I think we've been taught, those are just for certain kind of women. But, things have changed. Styles and thoughts have changed.
No, that would be the classic thing to wear, though, to shatter some aging stereotypes, wouldn't it? Just to wear those boots. But I think the thing about those I've always gone away from is that they tend to be more fashionable. Not so, the grip isn't so good on the shoe. They're more for a fashion statement. Is that what, in your experience, is that true, or do they come sturdy and winterproof as well?
Well, I think they are starting to change. I think I would say they've really been on the market the last 3 years, starting to make a big push.
Okay.
And I think they started that way because, manufacturers aren't sure if they're going to go over well. And I think now that they're staying on trend and people are still buying them, that they are making them more functional.
More functional,
in fact,
too.
Bamboo had a pair last year. I don't know if they have them this year. That's one of the pair that my mom has, and they have a wonderful tread on the bottom, so she can really wear them in the snow.
Yeah, no, this is super important for anyone, but balance and, not falling becomes a really, really big issue as you get older. We write a lot about it on 60 and Me because I'm not sure it's as much physical strength as it is just not paying attention sometimes, but you really count on your shoes to help remind you of the dangers of falling. So
well, and our balance is very important.
Yeah.
It does. If we don't work on it, it goes away.
Yeah.
And shoes are the first thing that we walk on in the earth, so that your shoes need to help you with that balance.
Certainly. So the other question about ankle boots, let's go back to the ankle boots just to finish, because I love ankle boots. They're the only ones I ever wear. I wear them with everything. I wear them with dresses or skirts. I love them. But what's in style this year? What kind of fashion can we expect with ankle boots this year?
Well, definitely the embroidery, like I showed with.
With the Jambu one. Yeah.
The Jambu one's the green. I think the print and leopard print, just like leopard is big.
Yeah.
And then one other thing that's fun is more of an edgy vibe. So I have these with the studs, the buckles.
What's the heel like on that, Jodie?
It's real short.
Yeah. Okay.
So very comfortable. And it doesn't have a great tread, but it's actually better than some of my other ones. Yeah. I've worn these in the snow, and it's really good.
Which ones would you recommend for like really good? You may not have anything to show, but what examples for really good tread on an ankle boot that you would recommend?
Actually, I think my Jambu ones are the best that I have, at least in my my wardrobe right now. So many of the cute ones are pretty flat on the bottom because they are going more for style.
Yes,
so that's what's been very impressive for me working with the Jambu ones.
I was looking at some, I think it was Easy Spirit. I can't remember which one, but they had fur, lots of fur inside. And I've noticed that in Switzerland too, that you can actually see the fur. Like when you tie the boot up, the fur kind of hangs out of the boot. Is that big in the States?
Yes. And well, we've always had the Sorel boots, the winter snow boots.
Mm-hmm.
And I have a pair from college. So that's a long time ago.
Yeah.
And I don't wear them that much because they're so heavy. But I have found some of the newer models are not as heavy. They've lightened them up. And I think that's very important for us too, because it's hard when your boots are really heavy to wear them all day and walk a lot in them.
Okay. So you've given us some tips here that were very, very inspiring. I actually didn't expect the conversation to go quite the way of over the knee boots. I should have talked to you at the beginning about that. But I do think it's important, like you say, that women give themselves permission to try new stuff.
Absolutely.
And as long as they're, I would say as long as the heels are pretty stable and you've got some good grip for the winter, have fun with shoes as well as fashion.
Yep. Shoes are a girl's best friend, I always say.
Wow. Well, I'm glad to talk to you because I couldn't have given that talk as enthusiastically as you, because I'm I've got like 3 pairs of shoes. I'm not a big shoe girl, but I know we've got lots of women who are. And so I hope you found this useful. Check out Jodie's website, jtouchesstyle.com, because I predict you will find a lot of articles on boots and shoes and also Instagram. But any last minute words for shoes and how to wear them in over 50?
Well, I think as we've gotten older, we have learned it's important to find comfortable ones, and it's not always the same brand over and over. I think just you have to try out new ones, and don't be afraid to try out some of the smaller brands out there because they've come a long way.
Great. Well, check out Jodie's website. I'm sure you've got lots of links to different products and examples there too. So thanks for watching, everybody. Hope this was great viewing, and we'll talk to you all again soon. And thank you so much, Jodie.
Thanks, Margaret.
Bye-bye for now.
Bye.
If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe to our 60andMe YouTube channel and also visit our website. We are a strong and dynamic community of women over 60. We're challenging aging stereotypes, and every day we share fascinating stories, interesting questions, and great conversation.